Biggest issue with the Raiders?
Antonio Brown. The fact that he screwed him over, period. If Antonio Brown was on the Oakland Raiders and Derek Carr had him as a target, with the way Josh Jacobs is running the football, with the way this kid Wall at the tight end spot has been balling, with some of the other parts that they've had, if Antonio Brown was out there, the Oakland Raiders would probably be in the position that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in right now, at least in a position to get the last wild card playoff spot in the AFC. But Antonio Brown screwed them over. You know, he sabotaged their season by the manner in which he behaved and the timing of it all. Remember, we were going into this stuff was happening the week of the season opener.
Yeah.
He was compromising them, unavailable, messed up his feet
And
in
we
France
wanted to see how Derek Carr was, having
right.
a top
And
receiver
the
like
only
that,
thing
what he could do.
The only thing about that is that was sort of last minute throw. Like, they got Antonio Brown because the price got so low on him, the asking price, so you had to take it. It's a deal at a fourth-round pick, whatever it was, third-round pick.
First and third.
I think what happened to the Raiders actually was the Chiefs. Well, the Raiders are they're ahead of schedule, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs have become a team everyone's sleeping on right now. They got the Patriots. They have a game with the Broncos coming up, the Chargers, someone else pretty tough. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But the Chiefs, someone was on here, I think it was Dan Orlovsky, saying, hey, their defense is actually better than last year if you look.
Now.
Sure.
No.
Mahomes is healthy, Tyreek Hill, all these things. Chiefs can win the Super Bowl this year. No one's talking about them.
It kind of fell under the radar a bit lately.
Under the radar.
I agree
They're
with you.
Powerhouse.
I agree with you.
Chiefs could run the table right now, wind up with the #1 seed.
That's fair. You know who else is under the radar? The 8-3 Vikings. They go west to take on the 9-2 Hawks on Monday Night Football. Really good game. Minnesota trying to keep pace with the Packers, while Seattle can take over the 1 seed in the NFC with the victory. Max, who needs a win more? Is it the Vikings or the Seahawks?
Stephen A., go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks. The reason I'm going to go with the Seahawks is because you ain't winning the division. San Francisco is going to do that. So your only shot is a wild card spot. The Vikings actually have an opportunity to win the division. They've been going nip and tuck at it with the Green Bay Packers for the most part. So they're in a position where they could still win the division. They still got a shot at winning the division regardless of what transpires. Seahawks, I mean, I understand that they're close with the San Francisco 49ers, who just suffered their second loss. Please don't get me wrong, but what we see from San Francisco as a team and how good they are, we don't have the questions about the San Francisco 49ers that we have about the Minnesota Vikings or Green Bay for that matter. I think Seattle loses this game, they got no shot at the division.
So you're saying Seattle needs the game more?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The reason I believe the Seahawks need the game more, the Vikings need the game more, is because Seattle has Russell Wilson and the Vikings have Kirk Cousins. And maybe it's unfair at this point because Kirk Cousins has played well and well under pressure. He's come through in some clutch situations the last 4 or 5 weeks. But when push comes to shove, the Vikings have a guy who I just believe will fold under pressure. And the Seahawks have a guy who I think gets better. Maybe I'm wrong, and Kirk Cousins will have a chance to prove it. But I believe as a result of that, the Vikings need it more. You need to lessen the pressure on Kirk Cousins down the home stretch. Russell Wilson can handle it. Yeah. Especially given the fact that San Francisco just lost. You know, they have a better shot anyway, maybe.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Adam Thielen won't play tonight.
Well, listen, here's the deal. I'm not denying that Kirk Cousins is a question mark. What I'm saying is, so is Green Bay. I think Green Bay is more of a question mark in the NFC North than San Francisco is in the NFC West. And as a result, I think that Minnesota can afford to lose and still be in the thick of things. I think if Seattle doesn't take advantage of the moment that they have available to them now that San Francisco lost yesterday, I think this is their one shot to capture the division.
I understand that San Francisco's a better overall team than Green Bay. But under pressure, the track record for Russell Wilson is very, very good. And for Kirk Cousins, it's not. You have a chance to win this game. You take it now before it comes down to the wire and the pressure's on. I don't trust Kirk Cousins under the circumstances, but maybe he's flipping the script. You know, he has been good even in pressure situations for the last 5 or 6 games.
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.